you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of TV Free Baltimore's Movie Reviews. And this show, we are talking to actor Joe Cardamone. Welcome, Joe.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And tonight we want to start with talking about one of your films,
Sure.
By the Wake. And we're going to show that film to our audience, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
If it happened again, that was it!
Look, it was a mistake. No. It was a accident, okay? A accident. I'm sorry.
Don't.
Accident.
Not right now. I'm done with you, so there's no need to discuss it. I'm gonna go in there, look at a dead girl's ashes, and I'm gonna say sorry to your loser friend, and then you're bringing me home. Oh, Frank, I'm so very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Dude, what happened? And what's with Jessa?
Dude, she's done. I'm done. My life is done.
Oh, God. You were in the chat rooms again, weren't you?
No, yes.
She told you she wasn't going to put up with that nonsense anymore.
Dude, I know. Oh, God. Oh, the TV. She owns the TV. She's going to take the TV.
You're at my dead wife's funeral. You're talking about a television.
A television that plays Game of Thrones next week.
You know what? No, shut it. Shut it down now.
You're right. My bad. Okay, so, did I miss anything?
Dude, it's not an itinerary.
Your speech. Did I miss your speech?
My eulogy?
Whatever you want to call it.
I want to call it a eulogy. Because it's a eulogy. No, you didn't miss it. I don't know what I'm going to write. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it.
Good luck with that, okay?
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Bill. Thanks for coming, man. I really appreciate you doing it.
It is a shit show in there. Total bummer. Everybody crying and whatnot. I had to step out.
Isn't that usually how it is?
I don't know. They're going for that whole celebrate life idea. If you ask me, what's the point? The dead can't hear it anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, except for, like, heaven or whatever, right?
Sure, heaven. Listen, your father was a great man.
Wife.
Your wife was a great man, and I'm sure she was looking up with a smile.
Smiling up? Where do you think she went?
Well, the urn was front and center, so I imagine she had a pretty good view.
Are you even listening to what I'm saying?
So let's talk about that eulogy. I got a couple of good lines for you. I will never be whole again, or heaven has another angel. That always jazzes up the audience.
She's dead. How can you, of all people, be so cavalier about all this?
Oh, shit. Let me get back in there. I gotta toss around a few Hail Marys.
What the...
I'm gonna do it!
Do what? Do what?
Okay, look. So, I've been holding on this for a little while now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pop the question. I'm going to propose.
At my dead wife's funeral.
Yeah. I mean, something about it just feels right, you know?
What about a room with a bunch of people crying in it? Apathetic priest who's having an existential crisis. My wife's ashes in an ugly face. Feels right to you, David. That has got to be a recipe for the worst goddamn proposal in the world.
Proposal?
That's right, babe. You heard him. God dig it. I'm tired of getting the milk for free. I'm getting them jugs off Lairway. Let's do it. If it's one thing I learned from this
funeral
is that You got to go all in. And baby, I'm going all in. If I can't have you, God dang it, I don't want nothing at all.
Oh, I don't know, David.
No more IDKs. Baby, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Hold on. Wait a second. Please.
Yes! Yes! Of course! Oh, I love you so much. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Oh my God. This is amazing. In the midst of this absolute manure hurricane, here you two take this worthless day and turn it into something meaningful. Oh, Frank, there is a woman inside weeping and going for the urn. Might be the mother. I don't know. You might want to check it out. Now, you know, I can make this official.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. This has got to be like the luckiest day of my life. Really, Bishop?
Father.
Yeah, Father. Oh, that would be like so great. And the thing, we weren't even going to come today.
Yeah, like I said, you got termites in the bell tower and in the foundation.
But you can't go catcalling at a funeral, man.
Hey, who's the lady in the black dress?
It doesn't matter. You know what?
No, I mean, it's-
No, we'll just
Pretty
you're okay. Yeah.
goddamn grievous.
Did you hire him?
I don't know.
So, look, I don't know if you heard while you were in there doing your bouncing thing, kicking guys out of parties and stuff.
Funeral?
Yeah, whatever. Check this out. Boom! We're getting married. The monk says he's going to do it today.
Why would you want to do that? You're already happy. I mean, Jesse, you're alright and everything, but why would you want to do that to yourself?
So, what are you trying to say?
Don't know how I can say it any better. It's literally the worst thing. You spend all your time in endless conversation about who bought toilet paper, how you're gonna fix the goddamn kale for dinner, until one blissful morning where you decide to sleep in on vacation, where you spend more time in endless conversation that stresses you out more than the work you're trying to forget, that you wake to the police knocking at your door to inform you that the wicked witch, the bane of your existence, has been impaled by a rogue beach umbrella while speed walking down the coast. And it is in that moment that after 12 years, you're finally happy again. You're happy now. Why would you do that? Haven't got an angel, right?
Yep.
Now, Joe, like everybody just saw that great film that you did. Who conceived the idea of the film?
Oh, that was actually my brother and I, Pete Cardamone.
Both of you.
Both of us, yeah.
Okay.
We enjoy writing together. We get to do a lot of idea bouncing, but my brother is a wizard with ideas. It was his idea to think about somebody being there in that situation. And then we just started writing it, and we thought, oh, the character would say this, the character would do this, and this is how it would go forward. And then it just snowballed into I think we wrote it in like 2 hours or something.
So it really came to you guys quickly.
Yeah. It was a little odd how quickly that came to us.
Right, and you both wrote it, so you told me that. Now, another location is a church. And the interesting thing is, I don't know if that was what the church told you, because you never see like the interior of the church where the pews are and all that. Was that?
Yeah, that was actually our idea.
Oh, your idea.
The whole team's. So we hadn't done anything in very, very small location yet. We said, wouldn't it be interesting, how would we keep the audience engaged without ever actually going into the wake? So we said, well, let's give it a shot. So that's mostly where the writing kind of went. Was let's do everything we can to not go in the wake, and the church would have let us in there, and they were great. The only thing that was odd was there was an AA meeting there that day.
Oh, okay.
So the guy let us in and said, as long as you guys are wrapped by 6, because the AA meeting is coming in. We're like, oh yeah, we should be fine. So like 5:30 rolls around, and we still got like 2 scenes left. And we're filming and we're rushing, and then sure enough, some of the AA people started showing up, and they were like getting in the shot on their phones. They were like, "What's going on here?" Like, we're just filming something. Is that okay? And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine." And then they just stayed there. I was like, keep going.
Okay. Now, can you say where this church was?
I can't because I'm horrible with directions.
Oh, but I just want to sort of
it's in
what part of Baltimore?
It's North Baltimore Mennonite Church.
Oh, Mennonites.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they let us use it. Super great guy named Dave let us in, and they were very accommodating, very accommodating.
So your idea of, you said you wanted to do a small thing where you don't go into the wake, but I mean, I would think like independent filmmakers, and I've interviewed a bunch of folks. It's great if you're thinking of it for budgetary reasons. We don't have to have a coffin. We don't have to have a crowd of people sitting there. All those extras, that's all gone if you never go in the room itself.
Yeah.
All you get is the crying woman.
Yeah.
And that's a sound thing.
Yeah, that's post. Budgetary was an added bonus to us. Should have been reversed. It should have been, hey guys, we don't have to pay any money if we don't do this. For us, it was more fun to not do that, and we were like, oh, we also don't have to spend money now.
Right. So it was more intentional for the story than it was a budgetary restriction, which a lot of filmmakers have to make those tough decisions about what to leave out. It's not quite want to be what they envisioned in the first place.
Yeah.
Now you had other members, in the cast. I don't know if you want to say anything about them and their parts. I mean, in fact.
I would if they were good, but no.
Oh, they weren't that good.
They were amazing. I don't know.
Because the one young woman, I think her name's Laura or something like that. Lauren. Yeah, I've already reached out to her for an interview.
Oh yeah, Lauren. The other actors in it were Lauren Mealy and Lion Beckwith. Anybody that's watching in Baltimore knows Lion Beckwith. Phenomenal actor.
Why do they know him?
Oh, he's not only is an amazing actor, but he's constantly hustling and getting roles and constantly growing and doing better and better and better.
In film?
In film, yeah.
Okay, well then, sounds like he's somebody we need to have in here.
I absolutely would.
Well, if you know him, you have to tell me.
Give me his
contact
and I can do that. Is this a setup? Is this what's happening? No,
and then
absolutely.
you had the guy who played the Reverend, the priest.
Lion would be great to have in here. So would Lauren. Both great actors too, and we like to have fun on our sets. Obviously, do well. Know the lines, be prepared. But it's also, at the end of the day, we're adults playing in a sandbox is what we are, And there's frustrating days and hard stuff, but, you're still pretending to an extent, So enjoy it.
Yeah, that's what we say here. We say, if it's not fun, don't do it.
Yeah. So we like to get actors and crew and everybody that kind of feels that way too. So, And those two are definitely in that category.
And of course, also you had the guy who plays the Reverend. I thought was kind
Yes.
of
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Eric. I apologize. You were in it as well. Yes. No, a good friend of mine, Eric Adams, who I knew in high school, who that was actually his second role.
Really?
Anything.
And he was good.
He was amazing, and that's why we had him in this, because the first time around, like, dude, you're a natural. You're amazing. So we wrote the priest role specifically with him in mind.
Oh, okay.
Because the delivery and what was written matched kind of his personality. So we wanted him to do it from the get.
Right.
So.
Well, isn't there a guy who goes kind of walk on? He seems to be like a Bee Genie Man or something.
Yeah.
He kind of just stumbles through.
Yeah. So
he doesn't have a line or anything.
Yeah, that's our director and editor, Edmund Curran. So.
Oh, so he
yeah,
did get in there.
Yeah, he got a little cameo in it. But he's 90% of our movies, directing and editing. So.
Yeah. How long of a shoot was it? Did you shoot it in how many days?
Oh, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Really, one day?
Well,
You wrapped that in one day?
A little more than half a day, 6 hours. Something.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And I know you do a lot of short films. So are they all sort of like that? They're like half-day shoots kind of thing?
Not at the beginning. Unconventional Love. That one was a full day. I think we shot till like 2 in the morning.
Well, you do have day and night scenes there.
We do. So that played into it, but I think we were shooting the entire time too. It wasn't like we got to wait for nighttime.
Yeah.
So that was one of our very first ones.
Oh, okay.
So once we started getting comfortable with each other and knowing, and Ed's really good with editing in his head.
Oh.
So he'll shoot what he knows he's going to need instead of extra coverage or extra shots. So that has helped a lot make our filming a lot more efficient. So.
Well, I mean, that's a great thing to have, too, because, again, you're talking about a limited budget, and I've had Eric and other people in here talk about, you can't do a lot of coverage. You can't do a lot of reshoots, on a limited budget. If your budget's $5, $10, $15, $20,000, you just can't do that.
Yeah. Well, and also I don't mind giving of my time for projects that I'm making, but when you're asking other people to come into it, you really want to be cognizant of their time. They're doing this pretty much for you, for themselves too, but they're not getting as much out of it as you are because it's your project.
Right.
So you want to make sure that they come in, they only have to do what they're supposed to do, they have a good time doing it, they're happy with it, and they leave as quickly as they can. So that way, you're not taking them through that 14 hours of nonsense when you could have made it 7.
Well, it's great, too, that, like we try to do here, and because we're going to be doing live shows, is to edit in camera, which is what you say he does.
Yeah.
And that's vital. Didn't you say did it win some awards? I thought I saw, is it won awards, or you said it was in festivals?
So we initially shot it for the 29 Days Later film project that is here in Baltimore. So it's like the 48 hours, but it's more artist-centered. So you have complete control of your film. You own the film. You don't have to put any headers in front of it, or it's a competition. But you have 29 days to shoot the film.
Okay.
Of course, we didn't even need a day, but they give you that time. So we shot it for that, and I lost my train of thought with your question because I was thinking
awards
because I started thinking how the 29 days later worked, and I was going to tell you more stuff. I was like, that wasn't the question he asked me.
So did you win any awards?
The awards, we won them at the 29 days. The 29 days later, we won Best Writing, I think, for it. I believe it was Best Writing, yeah. And Unconventional Love, we did it for 2 years before that, and we got Best Acting and a second overall, I think.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's something I'm not aware of, and since you brought that in, and it was a question I was going to ask later, but it's a place to insert now, is that what are these competitions? I was going to ask you about the 48-hour film project, and now you say this 29 Days Later film project. It's not something that maybe those of us who are not in the film world are that familiar with. At least we don't see these competitions advertised. So could you just kind of give us all here an idea of what those two things
sure.
are?
The 48 is I think it's international actually.
Oh, really?
And they have in different cities, and you go on a Friday night. You get a team together first. You go on a Friday night, and you pull a genre out of a hat. So it could be horror or comedy, whatever.
Wow.
You get your genre, and then every team gets the same name of a character, a prop, a line of dialogue, and they all have to be in the film somewhere.
Okay.
And then, based on the items you get, you start writing your film. And I think it has to be anywhere from 4 to 10 minutes long, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then you have 48 hours to write, film, edit, and physically hand in your film.
Wow.
So the 29 days later is exactly the same, except you don't get a character, a line of dialogue, any of that stuff. They only give you a small prop, and it's not a crazy prop. It's just a small one, just so they know you made the project. You didn't make the project 4 years ago, and just submitting it to the contest, because. So it's the same exact thing. You have 29 or 48 hours to write and film and hand in your movie.
It's a shame that it's not something like then people get to see them. I don't
Well,
the
actually,
general public, I mean, get to say, oh, here are the winners, or here's the best 10 or something, and have a crowd to enjoy those.
So that's the end part, is they actually do have a screening.
Oh, they do?
They screen, so anybody that's able to submit in the deadline, it's screened. 48 hours, first year we did it, they screened at the Charles.
Okay.
So you buy tickets and you go watch everybody's movie on the Charles, and then you can vote for audience choice or whatever other categories they have, and then they have judges decide on first place and best director and all that. But they do screen them. They do screen them.
And 29
29
days
days
later,
later as well, yeah.
They do that too.
Yeah, they did. There's a Creative Alliance, I believe.
Well, I was going to bring that up to you, is that, as far as your career arc, I would say, I read something about you being in the military.
Yeah.
So where did your interest in film come from?
It's fun. I'm one of the actors that didn't know until 3 years ago that they wanted to do anything to do with film. I love movies. I enjoy watching them. But I never saw it as a career path or a passion until my buddies got some camera gear. And they said, hey, we want to film something. And I'm not shy. So I said, okay, I'll be in front. I'll be your actor. I'll be in front of the camera. Because everybody else wanted to be behind the camera.
Oh, sure.
So we filmed it, and it was fun, and I had a good time. And then they wanted to do another one. So they entered the 48-hour film festival.
Right.
And they said, okay, Joe, do you want to be our actor again? And I said, sure. So we wrote a little short film. And we were sitting in the basement at 2:30 in the morning, going way over time for shooting this film. And it's in the middle of summer, and I got a burlap sack over my head. I'm tied up. The air conditioning's off because of noise.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here going like, God, I love this. This is fun. Like, I'm having a good time, even though the conditions weren't stellar. I was having a lot of fun. And I had that epiphany moment that a lot of people talk about, like the lightning bolt, and I just, this is what I'm going to be doing. So I knew at that moment that somehow or another, I will be doing this the rest of my life.
Wow.
So, and that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
and what were you doing up to that point? I mean, what did you do then, or are you still doing something else to make a living?
Yeah, to make a living, my full-time job, I work for supply chain for a health system here in Baltimore. Yeah.
Okay, but your real passion now for the last 3 years is filmmaking.
Yeah, I went all in. I started taking, I did acting classes. I did improv at the Baltimore Improv Group. I've been doing as much as humanly possible to learn and also create.
Right, and of course you have a production company, 12 Steed Production.
Yeah. That's that was something born out of, acting is very no work or lots of work, then back to no work, then lots of work. So during those dry spells, I found, though again I'm new at this, but very early on that I didn't want to wait for other people to give me opportunities or jobs. I was still going to seek them, but I didn't want to wait. So I started writing, with my brother and Ed and some other people, our own films, because, what better way to learn and grow than to start doing? And the quickest way to start doing is doing it yourself.
Right.
So we started that about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, like pretty much right after the first 48, we launched right into it and started making our films.
Now, do you have those same constraints I mentioned earlier about I can't maybe realize what I put on paper because of budgetary restrictions, or what do you do how does an independent filmmaker, not get so frustrated by not having the money, and how do you raise your money for production?
So We've raised about as much as what's in our pockets when we start the film.
Oh, okay.
So all of our films have been shot with whatever we have at the time to
Okay.
pay. So we are beyond low budget to the negative budget area.
Okay.
So the constraints are basically, we have a story idea, we write the story out. None of us really lean towards sci-fi or super extravagant anyway, so we haven't really had to deal with that yet, where we write this amazing fantasy film, and we're like, holy crap, we need to find investors now. So most of our stuff has been character writing driven, more so than effects or thematic driven. So we've been lucky in that regard. And then just calling in lots of favors. A lot of houses we shot at were like mine, our friends, families, actors that liked our films, that we knew that we liked them as well, wanted to be in our films, and we said, sure, we'd love to have you.
Okay.
So, it's just a lot of bartering.
There you go. I'm talking about some of the other films now. I want to bring up the one you mentioned, Unconventional Love. And I thought it was great, and I almost picked that one for people to see tonight because it has so much of actual Baltimore in it.
Yeah.
You have a lot of scenes where people can say, oh, yeah, that's there, and that's there, and that's the convention center, and those kind of things. And that's the Washington Monument, and he's sitting on the steps there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the whole thing where the drunk comes up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But, and it has that nice ending. And I noticed that actress, you at least worked with her in one other film of yours, too.
Yeah, that's actually our director, Ed. That's his girlfriend, Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. She
she's
gets
in-
pulled into this sometimes.
She's an Ubervore, too, I think.
She's an Ubervore as well, yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's a sweet ending to that film. So people should
Yeah.
see that one, too, I think.
Yes, see all the films.
See them all on Vimeo or wherever he has them. Now, another thing to talk about is your use of humor as opposed to drama. Do you lean more to saying, hey, I want to do funny?
It just comes out. I can't. So one of our films that we wrote, we kept the film dramatic or thriller driven, the Awaken film. So that was our first foray into doing it, and it was hard because every time we wrote, we were like, yeah, but it would be really funny if we did, So I think it's just natural bent. It's just natural inclination to say, this would really screw up the character, and it would be really funny to watch that happen. So yeah, naturally that's where we go.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really hard. We don't write towards a joke. We kind of just write from what makes us excited or happy or what's fun to us.
Right.
So
Even though, isn't that the one about the two-time cops, or is it? No. No.
no, time.
This is the one about the kid, though, right? Awaken, right?
Awaken is the time. The guy loses time.
Yeah, the son. I think you play the father or something, don't you? Because the kid's sitting there eating breakfast and and all that.
It's my
Or is it your
we're
character?
roommates. No, he's not my kid. He's not
He's
my
a
kid.
roommate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha. But he loses time. That's what that was.
He loses time, and then he's trying to figure out why. So all these things, he wakes up and he's in the middle of playing cards, and he's winning. So he's actively playing cards, but he doesn't remember how he got there. And then it happens quicker and quicker and quicker.
Oh,
So he thinks things are going on in his life, and then the credits roll, and we put a little something in there to kind of subvert the rest of it. So
At the end.
yeah, at the end.
So I'm just saying that is probably, like you said, was probably one of your, your more serious, films that you've had, I think.
Yeah.
Now let me see, and then you're pretty busy right now. It seems like you have some current and I guess future projects, but also I want to get back briefly. It just came to me, is that you have done a little television.
I did. My first major role was playing, what was his name? Detective Mark Diano for Alaska Ice Cold Killers.
There you go.
And it was actually lead role for the Discovery Channel show. So
That's great.
yeah, it kind of fell into me through an agent who was working on it. Said, hey, I got this part. Do you want to do it? It's like, yeah, sure. I had no idea what I was doing. But I went there and, just...
Was it like a single episode?
Yeah, it was a single episode.
It wasn't like
No, it was one
series.
of those... It was one of those... Not quite... It was recreation, but the actors actually played the characters recreating it, so it wasn't like...
Yeah.
mimed. It was actually dialogue and
Oh, yeah,
all that
okay.
stuff, so.
True crime show.
Yeah, true crime. There you go.
Gotcha.
Much better way of putting it than that long-winded nonsense explanation.
That's what they not pay me to say. But have you done any feature films?
I did. I just finished one, my part in it with Kevin Kangas, who's a Baltimore filmmaker as well.
I don't know him, but we got to get him in
Oh,
here.
yep. Sure.
Please shoot him our way. I'm going to have a list. I ask everybody to have a list before they get out that door. Because that gentleman, the actor, the African American actor,
Lion, yeah.
come on here.
Just shot it with him. It's Territory 2.
And what is that about?
So I play a character who wanders into this area called the Territory. Mm-hmm. Within the Territory are these supernatural figures of kind of like a folklore bent. So there's different areas with different characters that control specific areas of this woods. Mm-hmm. And so it's a horror film. And my character is one of the main characters, along with Richard Cutting, who's another actor there. He's a great actor. Okay. And we play kind of the central anchoring characters for these other stories that go on. So it's almost like an anthology movie that, they talk and then it shoots to a story about the character they're discussing. Okay. And it shoots back to us.
Well, is it something that the filmmaker has an intention to do a release?
Yeah.
Or is it for the festival?
No, he's definitely going to be releasing it. I don't want to say when because I don't,
Nobody knows yet.
I don't know. I believe it's going to be this year. So I just don't want to pin him down to a date.
Right. Now, what was Secrets That We Keep?
So, yes, that was another one. I was Miss Ash Productions, Ashley Kofelt and Courtney Burke, who now live actually in California. They moved out and they're pursuing their dream out in Hollywood, which is amazing, and they're doing really well.
Okay.
They shot their first feature here, so they asked me to play a role where I was a creepy guy hitting on one of the girls.
Oh, wow, you are getting into some of the darker
So
parts
yeah,
now,
so less comedy, more dark. So I was on set for that character.
Right. Do you like playing the dark parts, or do you like playing the bad guys? Or?
Honestly, I like whatever's interesting to me. Okay. So it could be a good guy, it could be a funny guy, it could be a straight man, it could be a creepy guy. Whatever is. One of the things that interested me about Kevin's movie was he said, you look like you could be somebody's next door neighbor, or somebody that murders somebody. And I was like, okay, that interested me. That automatically brought me in. It's like, that's how you see me. Okay, I want to see then what that's about. Like, how does that play out in your film? So, anything that's interesting to me, I'm game for. So,
that sounds like that would be under your bio. Serial killer next door.
Serial killer next door. Just not on my resume. This
is for your parts, not for who you are.
Don't put that on LinkedIn. That one.
Well, I like the name of another one that you did. It had to be one of yours because it's called the Avant-Gardener.
The Avant-Gardener. I forgot. So that wasn't one of mine actually either. That was.
You were in it. I mean.
I was in it.
I just thought because of the pun, it had to be one of yours.
That's very astute of you. Yeah, we do try to weave those into our titles. No, a musician friend of mine, Lindsay Catt, who's up in New York, she did a concept album where she did an experimental short, and the short is narrative and changes themes throughout based on the songs. So
interesting.
It follows her album that she released.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film too. That's been through a bunch of festivals she's won a bunch of awards. So it's wonderful. So
and that's helped you. Now, here's something I always ask everybody here, because the Maryland film scene, and we're going to try to do a show on that, is not very hospitable to local filmmakers. I mean, we've talked about in budgets, and the Maryland Film Board gives out money, but at least up until recently, all that money will go to like House of Cards, or all go to Veep, or something big production they're bringing in from Hollywood. But the local filmmakers don't get it. Let's say, hey, film office, I maybe only need $20,000 to make my film, or I need $50,000 to make my film. Just want like little budgets so they can do their projects. And it doesn't happen. So some people leave then and go to Hollywood. They go to Atlanta. They go to where the work is. Yeah. And I've encouraged every one of the Maryland filmmakers in my series that I'm doing is please stay here in Maryland and build us up, because we have so many talented people.
Oh, yeah.
Both the front of and behind the camera that people don't know about.
Yeah.
And part of what we do here on TV Free Baltimore is want to let people to see and hear people that they should know about that they don't know about.
That's very wonderful.
Are there any other projects or things in the offing, or a dream project? 'Cause I know Eric has a dream project, but he doesn't really want to talk about. But do you have, anything else in like pre-production or anything you can talk about?
Yeah. So I'm working on 2 projects right now, 2 separate groups. I co-wrote this dramatic pilot. I mean, it's got levity, but it's not comedic.
Okay.
It's about a modern day American Civil War. I co-wrote that with my friend Rain, who actually lives in New York.
Okay.
And we finished it's a 60-page script, so it's a full hour length show. We've got the Bible, we've got the pitch packet, we've got it all done. Working on the final draft now, so we're gonna start putting that out there and
pitching it.
Pitching it.
And you guys are doing that on your own? You don't have anybody who can do it, who does it for you, like an agent or something?
No, we're doing it all our own. We want to kind of try to maintain as much control as we can. I know that gets iffy when money starts flowing in, but until that point, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the other one is it's called The Emergence. It's a sci-fi show that we're actually filming in Baltimore with Edgar Nazario, who
I believe he's spoken to me about Emergence in his interview.
Wrote that with him. I'm going to be one of the characters in it as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're going to be starting shooting that hopefully within the next month or so, actually. So.
Right, and you will stay here in Baltimore.
I have no plans of leaving.
I mean, for acting, somewhere else.
Filmmaking, I don't see myself going anywhere else.
Right.
But as an actor, if they want me to be in this film that's filming over here, I'm not moving anywhere.
That's what you're not going to go where the work's supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if they say, hey, here, Joe, here's 5 seasons on this show, in contract, it's different. Do I foresee that happening in the near future? No. Would it be amazing? Yes.
Okay. I mean, other person had told me, they said, I thought it was a great idea. They said, the way films are made today, you could, for example, get a role, go on location and do your week or 10 days, and then you come back to Baltimore.
Absolutely. Yeah, my house is here, my family's here, my extended family's here. So.
Right, so there you go.
Yeah.
Well, great. And all these other projects are coming up. We want to hear about them. We'll have you come back in.
Anytime.
Anything we can do, that get you guys back in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for now, though, so people do know about all these amazing little films that you've made, look into your camera and tell folks your contact information, please.
Sure. Our films, you can find them vimeo.com/12steed. It's 12, STEED. You can find me at the Joe Cardamone on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, those are the 2. Yeah. Website's jcardamone.com. So,
terrific.
That's where I am.
All right, Joe. Well, it's been a kind of a very swift half hour, and
That was cool.
we've got to have you back here at the party. And until then, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
You're very welcome. And now I want to let the audience know that we've reached the end of another episode of our program of TV Free Baltimore, Film Reviews. And it was actor, filmmaker, I'll even say, even if he doesn't want to say that, Joe Cardamone. And until next time, please tune in to our other programs too. Good night.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.